Hi, I'm Michael Antony Austin, and you're listening to the Channa 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 podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. We have a very special guest today joining all the way from Germany. We have Michael Anthony Austin joining the podcast. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there. I'm doing all right, thanks.
So, how's the situation, Michael, where you are? Tell us where you are and what's the situation with the pandemic and everything.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, right now here in Germany, we're still in the lockdown phase, like half the world, I think. So forbidden to see more than one person. Um, and yeah, pretty much everything is still closed apart from shopping. So
Right.
crazy
Uh,
situation.
what part of Germany are you? Where do you live in Germany?
I live in a place called Gelsenkirchen. It's not far from Düsseldorf. Maybe you've heard of that place before. Um, yeah, it's sort of central,
Right.
a bit west. Um, but yeah, no seaside here, I'm afraid.
Right, right. So with this all this pandemic and COVID, when did you last perform live?
Well, we were lucky. Last September, we were still in the position where we could play live um, to reduced audiences, a little bit smaller than what we were used to.
Right.
But we could still play live, and that kind of went on till the end of September. But since then, it hasn't been possible. So, a couple
Right,
of months. Yeah.
right. So Michael, I was looking at, I was searching in YouTube about you, your name, and there's so many things coming up. And I mean, of course, we can talk about a lot of these things. But first of all, can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and growing up, and how did you like got into music?
Okay, well, I mean, your listeners might notice my accent doesn't sound very German, or maybe it does. I don't know. um, I've been here for basically 20 years, but I come originally from Newcastle upon Tyne. That's in the northeast of England,
Right.
not far from Scotland. And yeah, growing up, I was always surrounded by music from aunties and uncles, and obviously the parents' record collection. So I grew up on the Beatles and the Hollies, the old 60s stuff, and then bands that I got introduced to by family, things as diverse as Bob Seger and Rush. So I had it from all sides.
Right.
Yeah.
So when did you like got into when did you like felt that you can actually sing and you want to pursue that?
I was probably around 12, 13, where I started to notice that I could hold a tune all right,
Right.
and yeah, I got involved in theater, musicals and things as a kid, and yeah, the people there, they kept pushing me, and obviously I was discovering my own taste in music, rock music and everything. Started my first school band around that time, 13, 14, and yeah, it was clear to me that I would never have a normal job.
Right. So how did you end up in Germany?
A lady.
Okay.
Yeah, my good lady who I'm still with, Claudia. We're still together after all this time. We
Right.
haven't killed each other yet in this crazy lockdown. So
Right, right.
yeah, that's the thing. You have to get on with somebody really well to be able to survive this lockdown.
Right. I think this lockdown and pandemic and everything is also testing the relationships, right?
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Like, oh, my lovely ladies just brought me a nice cup of tea, so there we go.
Right. That's great.
Yeah, and some
So
cookies. Oh, she brought me cookies as well.
right. So Michael, one thing that popped up that I didn't know about, but I
Mhm.
recently found out that you were actually a contestant on The Voice Germany, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah, here in Germany. Yeah.
Um, can you tell me, because I was so amazed, the first blind audition you did, you actually did a Whitney Houston song, but you did it in a completely different way. You
Yeah.
imagine that song differently. Can you tell me about that experience?
Well, the whole experience was actually okay. I mean, it was clear for me because I'm a bit older. I mean, most of these shows they're looking for young people, really
Hmm.
young, that they can kind of mold a little bit and create a star, if you like. But because I've been at this game for so long, I'm kind of set in my ways, and so there was probably a little bit of pulling here and there between me and the showrunners. But it was clear to me that I probably wouldn't last that long in the show, probably because of my age. Um, but I enjoyed my whole experience of it, and the way that they actually approached me and said about doing this Whitney Houston song as a ballad, and I was, first of all, my first reaction was, never, I can never sing a Whitney Houston song, it'll never work. But they have really excellent musicians there who do the shows, and they convinced me, and I went for it. I really just gave it my all. So I think they were surprised. I think you saw the reaction. Some of them, they thought, is it a guy? Is it a woman? I don't know. And um, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. But it was fun. It was fun. It was only a short time. It was a couple of weeks in total.
Right.
But it was a fun experience. I don't have anything bad to say about the show. Um, but I'm pleased I did it. But you know, yeah. Next.
Right. So Michael, can you tell me a little bit about your earlier bands you were involved with, from school bands, and then how did you got into actual bands?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, the school bands obviously uh, was the first real experience of larger audiences. We played a few clubs as a school band, and actually, a couple of the guys, they're still involved in music. So I found this out through Facebook over the last couple of years. So that's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, we tried to to make our first few steps into the larger world, and that certainly helped me get my confidence playing in front of adult audiences. It like as a 16-year-old, 15, 16, and that basically opened the doors. But the reality is you can't just expect to make loads of money from music. It's a tough business, and this. It's uh it's a, it, there's so many challenges, and you have to kind of do what it takes. So I was working different jobs. I worked in a bank, I worked in hotels and bars. I did all kinds of different stuff, but it was always music was my focus. So that was always the main thing. But yeah, it's easy when you're in a band. It's easy to find other bands, and other
Right.
musicians. And so it was always a case of, oh, this guy needs something, this guy needs something. So just trying different things out and finding my own voice.
Right. Um, One thing I really love that what you're doing is you're part of two Queen tribute bands, right?
Yeah.
So, when did you first discovered Queen?
Well, Queen, I mean, it was always there when I was growing up, but I actually was really, really lucky. I had a chance to see Queen with Freddie back in 1986. So the last tour that they ever did, the Magic Tour.
Right.
And I saw the band. It's in James's Park, the Newcastle football ground back in the day. Um, and it blew me away, absolutely blew me away. And that was probably the pivotal moment where I said, okay, that's what I want to do. That that's commanding of the crowd. Um, everybody singing along. They know every word. Everything, and plus the diversity of Queen. I loved that they could do a song like like Hammer to Fall,
Mm,
going full out rock, almost heavy metal, but not quite, but really pushing that rock sound with pop, and then do something like Love of My Life, two
right,
two very extremes, plus the quirky stuff, Killer Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, of course,
right.
so, and I think that that kind of steered me to what I wanted to do. Like, I never thought that I had to stick to one kind of music. I thought, okay, even as a writer, you can try different things. You can do a little bit of jazz here. You can try something progressive here. It's kind of opened the door to me to that way of thinking.
Yeah. So I mean, Queen was like, uh, as you said, they sort of, I what I call them is like gen I call them genre bending, because they you cannot really put them in one genre, right? Because they
Exactly.
yeah, they do sometimes progressive, they sometimes rock and roll. Then it's really good. Uh,
Mm.
what are some of your favorite songs of Queen, and then what songs do you like to perform live? Like, if couple of songs.
Um. Yeah. I mean, one of the songs I love to perform. And it's I think when you find the emotional side of a song to perform, that's really good. And I love to perform The Show Must Go On, um, because it's a really challenging song as a singer, because it's
Mm,
it's not just extremely high, but it's very diverse in the way that you perform it. It uses all the different aspects of your voice, head voice, full voice, everything. And so that's really challenging. I love doing that. And yeah, just some of the more unusual stuff. You know, yeah, Bohemian Rhapsody is always great fun.
right.
And one of the things is that with Queen May Rock, we do the full middle section, all the Galileos and everything. We do that
Right.
live. So it's fun, it's challenging, and it's great fun. And the crowds, they lap it up, they go with you on the journey, So
Right. You did. I know you definitely watched Bohemian Rhapsody movie, right? Did you
I
like it?
did, yes. I'm split. I like a lot of the way that it's made. But I don't think it's a great biopic. I think
Right.
what I actually preferred was Rocket Man as a
Right.
movie.
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
Rocket Man was really good, especially because they got Taron Egerton. They got the main guy who played Elton. They got him to actually sing it
Yes. Yes.
live, like
Yeah.
to really perform it. And I think that was one of the things that Remy Malik should have done. I think he should have sung himself, where the actual music in the movie, they used
Right.
little bits of Freddie's voice, a little bit of Mark Mattel. They kind of mixed it together and created a voice. And I think that kind of pulled me out the movie a little bit.
Right. I know.
And
I know.
some of the facts are a little bit not sure.
Yeah. uh, I really agree about the Rocket Man, because and the way that they use the songs in the film storyline was really
Yes.
really pretty good, because they
Yeah,
choose
yeah.
the right song for the right scene.
Exactly. Yeah. I just think as a whole movie, I think Rocket Man is far superior. I think it's Bohemian Rhapsody. If you don't know anything about Queen, apart from maybe um, I Want to Break Free or a couple of songs that you might have heard on the radio, I think it's a good start to bring
Mm,
new people to the band. But if you're a long-time fan, then it's not. It's okay.
right. But I really enjoyed the scene, the live aid performance,
The
where they
live aid, this was incredible. Yeah,
right.
how they remade it with all the special effects and everything and the video shots. Yeah, really clever, very clever.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
because also,
But thankfully we still have the original.
yes, my favorite Queen song is actually Radio Gaga, because
Okay,
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
love how Freddie sings that.
Mhm. Well, with Queen May Rock, we've just made an acoustic album, um, which we're going to be releasing pretty soon. I think in the next two weeks we're going to have details about that. Um, we did like we've got 8 tracks on there, and it's us doing Queen songs unplugged with slightly different arrangements. So be interesting to hear what you think about it,
Right, definitely.
because we
And
do
then
Radio Gaga.
that's great. So Queen May Rock, it's a tribute. So what's the other band? There is another Queen. You're doing another project, Queen tribute, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is Natalia Posnova's Queen Rhapsody. Natalia Posnova, she's a classical pianist from Russia, um, and she actually lives also in Germany, in Dresden. And this is a thing that's been going on for a couple of years now, but it's really difficult, and especially with obviously with Corona and the lockdown and everything, it kind of put plans on hold again, because we want to try and make this into a big tour, like worldwide. I mean, we've played in a few different places, few different countries, but it's always been a gig here and a gig there, and we want to try and create a whole tour. So that's the plans for the next coming year, to try and get this thing on the road. But it's essentially it's a rock band with an orchestra,
Right, right.
so with a full orchestra.
Right. I also enjoy Michael the what you did with I think her name is Helga Watcher. The you did
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Barcelona and
yeah,
Phantom of the Opera, right? I really
yeah. This
like
is
that
fun.
covers.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Helga, she's a great singer. She's an opera singer from here in Essen, and near where I live. Um, and yeah, we came together because of Queen May Rock. That sometimes the organizers, they want a little extra special element to the show, and so
Right.
we do a couple of songs from the Barcelona album. And yeah, we've been doing this together. She's been a special guest for us for probably about the last 10 years. So that's how long we've been doing this.
Right.
It's great fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really love you guys did the Brian May challenge, the hammer to fall, those Zoom recording,
Yeah, yeah.
and it didn't felt like it felt like you were actually playing with Brian May.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised actually that more people didn't do it. I mean, Brian put a few different videos out there and said, "Hey guys, if you want to do this, join me." And we thought, why not? Why not? So yeah, it was really good fun. And I think it sounds fine.
Right, right. I know you involved with so many different bands. So you
Yeah.
have you do jazz band, and then you also do a Depeche Mode tribute band as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Again, we've been on hold for about a year, but we're hoping to get back to that again pretty soon. As soon as everything starts to lift and we're allowed to play live again. Yeah,
Right.
but that's something I kind of fell into. The jazz band is that your listeners know what it is. It's called Monsieur Klaas. We do jazz versions of classic rock songs. So everything from Iron Maiden to Motorhead to yeah, Black Sabbath. We've got everything in there. So it's really good fun. Yeah, and the Depeche Mode band, ReMode. That was something I kind of fell into. I got invited from the drummer. They were looking for someone to fill in on the keyboard position, and so yeah, so that was how that happened. And I've been with them for 4 years now, unbelievably, four
r-
years.
Right.
So time
Um,
flies.
so Michael, when I listen to your like solo songs, I mean you have a very soft voice, right? So like it's very soothing voice actually. And
Oh,
then
thank you.
and then I'm discovering that you're actually also part of a metal band, which is called Metal Inc.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised when they first heard that. That can't be you. That's not your voice. But I yeah, another long term guitar acquaintance of mine. Um, a guy called Jörg Bruckschen. He kind of wrote a few. So, excuse me, a little bit of hay fever. Um, he wrote a few songs and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and so I came up with a few lyrics and melody ideas and stuff, and I thought, why not just give it a try? And I discovered, because I've always been a metal fan. I've always loved metal, everything from Maiden to Anthrax, you know, um, whether it's Survivor, Journey, a little bit softer or a little bit harder, Megadeth and stuff. I see the Megadeth thing behind you there. It
Yeah.
looks, what is that? Is that a comic? That looks cool. Your
No,
Megadeth
that's
picture there.
that's one of the cancelled
Um,
shows in Manila. So the poster.
okay, okay. Yeah, no, I'm actually a huge Megadeth fan, and that was something that we kind of came together on. We said, okay, let's try and do something that's metal, but the ink is kind of this is the short version of incorporated, and what we wanted to try and bring a few elements of the different metal bands that we liked. So a little bit of Judas Priest, a little bit of Queensryche, Megadeth, Maiden, that kind of a mixture of different stuff. Um, and yeah, Traces of the Past is what we came up with, and I'm hoping that we're going to do a follow up. But I'm just waiting for Jörg to give me that call again.
Right.
So
Actually,
Jörg, if you're listening,
actually, Traces of the Past is a very good metal album. Actually, I really liked it. I
thank you.
especially Rise Up, the track Rise Up. I've been listening to that
Ah,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. Thank
And
you. Yeah, really cool. Thank you. Yeah, but like I said, it's a couple of years ago now, but I'm hoping that we're going to do a follow up because it was really good fun, and a lot of people like it. So yeah,
right.
fingers crossed. We'll see.
So Michael, before this COVID happened, how was your touring and performing? You were mostly doing it in Germany, or you were doing in other countries as well?
Yeah, a lot of touring in Germany essentially, but because it's kind of Central Europe, we've got all the possibility of we tour in Holland, in France, Belgium. Um, we've been all over the place, and like I say, with some of the other bands, we've been a bit further afield, um, to Russia, Estonia. So um, I think that's one of the advantages of being in Middle Europe, being a part of Europe, that you have the possibility to travel around quite easily. Um, and again, another reason why I'm still here in Germany, still based here in Germany.
Right. So
Yeah.
this your solo album. So you do so more of a singer songwriter type of
Hmm.
very
Yeah.
songs, and you have couple of albums. And was this happening parallel to while doing all these rock bands and all this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It was all parallel. Um, Something that I always found that I wanted to do was to do essentially to do my own stuff more than anything else. And what seems to come out when I'm writing my own songs is that kind of singer-songwriter, country, kind of folky kind of thing. Um, and Yeah, that's the path that I've always been following. I've tried to do between every other project that I've been involved in, I've tried to do an album. So like every couple of years. And unfortunately, um, it's been a long time since I did my last solo album. It's actually 2013. So it's about time. I did obviously the metal album between and the Monsieur Klaas album, but to do my own songs, my own from the heart songs. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and here it is. It's ready.
Right. So when I got to know you, the first song that I got from you is the "Turn Around and Kiss Me," which is a very
Mhm.
nice song. And I really love the way you guys did the video. Can you tell me the concept of the video for that?
Well, this was quite simple. It was just the idea of turning around. Just I love that idea, and just to have like a dancer just do that, just to yeah. It was more like I didn't want to. have too many flashing images or anything, and just something, keep it really simple, because the song is what was important, to get the song out there, and the lyrics, to let people, okay, sometimes you're distracted when there's too much going on in a video, I think.
Mm.
um, and you don't necessarily, you might hear the melody, but you might not necessarily hear the words, and take time to listen to the words. So it was okay, I need to do a video, so let's do something simple. So, but I'm hoping that with the next couple of releases, there's going to be a little bit more experimentation. So
Right.
we'll see what we come up with.
Right. So you also release so while the pandemic is happening, lockdown, you actually released a song in 2021, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
getting out. So is this actually inspired by COVID because it says getting out?
Sort of, yeah. Well, that was kind of one of the reasons why I thought I should release this single. Um, the actual story of the text is a little bit different, but I think that's one of the good things, you can always reinterpret words.
Right.
I think each person, they, maybe as a writer you have a certain idea that you want to present, but obviously you have to think, well, everybody who hears it is gonna take it differently, the same ways that not everybody looks at a painting in the same way.
Right.
So I'm quite happy if people want to take this as a, yes, finally I'm getting out of the lockdown, and
Right.
I can be free. That's great. And so I thought, yeah, why not, let's just do it.
Right. Because the problem is every time you think you can get out, but then the rules change or it will come back.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
lockdown comes back.
Something brings you back. Yeah. And so yeah. So it kind of fits with some of the words. Yeah. About wanting to break away, but finding that you something is keeping you there, that you're staying. So um
Right.
yeah.
So Michael, can you tell me what's your plan, upcoming plan, and what we can expect from you in the
Okay.
near
The up and
future?
coming plans. Yeah. Sure. Um. Well, the next stage is to release this album properly, which will be in the next few weeks. It'll be officially released. So by the end of March, and I have a live stream show coming up. Um, the one that was cancelled. I have to look for a new date, and hopefully I can actually do this with live musicians,
Right.
even if we don't have a live audience in front of the stage. So, but yeah, I would love to be able to tour this album. So it all depends on the lockdown, and if we're allowed to tour, then this is my plan. I would really like to tour. So I have great musicians on standby. They all want to help me out. Um, yeah, it's a waiting game. Let's just wait and see. But yeah, that's the main thing. Get this single out, the album in March, maybe a third single. Um, and yeah, just waiting, and hopefully get some good response.
Right. Is there
Hopefully
a
people like what they hear.
Yes. Is there a name for the album?
Yeah, the album is called it's not the years, it's the mileage.
Right. Okay. I will interpret it. I can interpret it the way I want. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And take from that what you will.
Right. So Michael, what's your message to the viewers and people also, been supporting you?
Yeah, all I can say is, thank you so much for all your support, and I really appreciate it. It's been great. I mean, the response so far, especially for Turn Around and Kiss Me, has been incredible. Um with podcast interviewers like yourself, and lots of online radio airplay throughout the world,
Mm.
from Australia to Africa, America, Ireland. It's been really, really positive, and I can only hope that it's going to continue. Um, I have to shout out to it's a Catherine J. Campbell who put us together, and she's kind of helping me put this promotion together. She's been great, absolutely fantastic, and yeah, hopefully hopefully that's going to continue, and hopefully people will like the new single, and then they like the album as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to shout out to Catherine also, because Catherine and there are few others we like sort of work together and we help promote each other's artists. So it's really a
Yeah.
great. It's a it all this happened because of actually, or to be honest, everything happens because of COVID. Because otherwise, I won't be
Yeah.
even doing this podcast if there was no COVID. So right.
Well, I mean, you're on, you're over 100 now, over 100 podcasts, right? So
Yeah, I
incredible.
yeah, I didn't even know when I started this that this will go this far, because I did it because I cannot go to the concerts anymore, because
Right.
as I see, all this, I've been to so many concerts, so many gigs.
Mm.
So for the last 20 years, actually, I've been going to concerts. That's what I've been doing. So
Yeah,
now
yeah,
everything has to stop. So, but anyway, I'm discovering more new artists because of these podcasts and stuff. So like
right.
yourself. So Michael, this is I really enjoy talking to you, and
Yeah,
really
thank
love
you.
all these different projects that you're doing, different albums and music. So keep making great music, and then have a great evening. So I'll talk to you some again, maybe after you have another when you release your album.
Yeah, super. Yeah, great to talk to you.
So Michael, tell everyone how they can follow you and listen to your music.
Yeah, well, basically, I have a homepage, www.michaelantonyAustin.com. They can get access to different links and stuff on there, and obviously, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, um, yeah, and all my music is on Spotify if they want to stream it directly. Um, but you can also buy it. So if you,
Right.
it's to buy and stream. So yeah, it's that's where I am. I'm easy to find. Just type in my name.
Right. So Michael, thank you again. So have a great evening. Stay safe.
Jana, you too. You take care. All right, thanks now.
Thank you.